It's the time to get down.
We're back! We're back! We're back!
Wake up, it's a brand new day.
Yes!
Let's get down on the good news train.
Come on.
Have your morning coffee with Mario every Monday. Get the 311 before the morning's done. Laugh until you cry. You can always rely on morning coffee with Mario every Monday. Morning coffee with Mario.
Yes! Oh! What can I say? Glad to be back. Thank you, everybody. Welcome back to the official season beginning, season premiere, winter season 2018, Pax Stereo Morning Coffee with Mario show. I want to say it's great to be back. It's great to be back. And just because we're back, I decided to dress up for you. So, special time. And we've been rehearsing. I had all kind of intros, too, because, see, Vic, being back, I wasn't sure I had stuff kind of, what was going to be perfect for the return. So, Alexa was going to help me. Alexa. Alexa, drum roll.
Is that it?
We're back.
That's it, huh? How about that?
That was, yeah, okay. All right.
That was wonderful, man. That was wonderful.
Oh, there was another one. Okay, let's try this. Okay. Alexa, sing morning cough, good morning. Shit.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Alexa, sing good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Man, that's it, huh?
Well, that's what I can say. Wow. So welcome you guys. We're back for 2018. We've been doing a bunch of stuff, Vic. We have, and I wanted them to know that we have been doing a bunch of stuff while we're off. And even though it seemed like that time off, it seemed like it went so fast.
Yeah, it did, man.
But we have we've got major stuff that we've done for 2018. And, I don't know about you guys, life, I use the beginning of the year as to mark a change. Right. I try to acknowledge change and tell myself it's a new year. I'm going to try to make some improvements. I'm not so big, Vic. I don't know about you, but I'm not so big on resolutions.
Right.
But I am big on goals.
Okay.
So the whole thing is resolutions versus goals, you know?
Right.
Because there's all kinds of things. Like, for example, last year I had gotten it down to a simple to-do list, okay?
Right.
Okay, for example, Alexa, read my to-do list.
You have 6 items on your to-do list. Here are the 5 most recent. Do's. Remember to keep toilet seat up. Finish watching every Flintstone episode. Sleep in the wet spot. Scratch and sniff. Would you like to hear your last item?
Yes, please.
Get off my ass and jam.
Yes, okay, yes. That's my to-do. That's 2017.
Yeah.
I still haven't got through all the Flintstones. But that's, so some of y'all, you make unreasonable resolutions.
There's a lot of young people going, what's a Flintstone?
Well, Google it.
Yeah.
Like, what's a computer?
Yeah.
It's like Google it.
Mm-hmm.
But some of you, Vic, and people we know, I think they get a little kind of a bad attitude around the New Year's because they make unreasonable expectations.
They let the Julian calendar affect their brain.
Well, yeah. Okay. As opposed to, like, I believe in incremental steps. Don't try to hit home runs. Like, don't tell yourself, okay, my New Year's resolution is to lose 30 pounds.
Right.
Say my New Year's resolution is to make steps toward eating better.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because there's things that you could do. So I actually found an article. Okay, I actually found an article that listed some New Year's resolutions that I actually thought were good, and I posted it on my Facebook. I did post it, and so I have it right here, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1. Listen, breathe, listen.
Okay.
In other words,
Patience.
all of us can, yes, and all of us can practice being better listeners. Because a lot of times when you're in a discussion with someone, you're not really listening, you're just waiting for your turn to speak.
Right.
They're speaking and you can't wait to respond.
Who do you think is more like that, New Yorkers or people in California? I'm just
New York,
Yeah.
where being an asshole is an art form.
I just was saying.
It's an art form in New York.
Just saying, man.
So I won't comment on that. And I have one, except my family. Because my family in New York and Philadelphia, they are the most wonderful people.
Right.
The most wonderful,
All right.
beautiful, loving, aging very well.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, listen, breathe, listen, right? Mm-hmm. So these are the things that they're suggesting as our resolutions for 2018. Okay, prioritize your A team. That means look around at the people in your life who are your regular people that are your supporters, your encouragers,
Right.
and start to prioritize them. Like prioritize their events. Do something nice for them. Let them know they're important.
Right.
Show up at their events. That kind of thing. Prioritize your A team.
Right.
And then the third one, which was the hardest for me, assume the best, not the worst. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the point. We usually assume the worst because it's a protective mechanism. But the whole point is, too, that if things fall through, you're going to still feel just as bad as if you feel, in other words, we don't want to assume the best because we're afraid of being hurt. But if the things occur that are going to hurt us, we're going to feel bad either way.
Okay, nice. I like that.
In other words, right? Like, in other words, if you're worried that the person you're in a relationship is a flake, if they turn out to be a flake, you're going to be hurt either way. You might as well have the moment. It's better for self to assume the best for that person.
Right.
What's the worst that can happen is that you'll be wrong. See, that's really the worst. See, we don't. In other words, what is the risk? I tried to think about it because when I read this, that one is. I tell you, this one was hard for me because it's not my personality. I don't assume the best.
Are you applying that to business as well? Yes, sir.
Sometimes,
I just
even though I think. Oh, go on.
over. Mine is this. If you're going to select something, over deliver. Don't go
Well, that's
halfway.
about to say, for you and I, we set such a high standard for ourselves and deliver constantly that in everybody else's opinion, we already have done, the only ones that's going to criticize you and I are going to be you and I. We're going to be wanting to be better because that's our nature.
Who's your people? You must be getting an earful. I'm not getting those messages.
Well, go on and assume the best. How's that?
All right.
And the fourth one, be easy to love.
Right.
Try to be easy to love. In other words, think about it. There are things that we do that make it difficult to love us. We could try to let those barriers down.
Okay.
And then the fifth one was for couples, engage in mutual spoilage.
Okay.
In fact, one of the suggestions that they had is if you try to look regularly for things that your significant does that maybe is actually more work for them, and see if you could just take one of those off of their plate every now and then. Just see, especially the ones that you can do easily.
Wonder if they don't have a plate for you.
Then you might have to look deeper. You might have to look deeper.
I'm just saying.
Well, okay.
That's cool though. That's
Well,
cool.
it's not, and it's not going to get you far. It's not going to get you everywhere, but it's
No.
better than those fake,
Yeah, I agree.
So there you go. So
Yeah.
everybody, we want you. So come on, get out there. Try to have good resolutions. All right. I know. Look, one of my resolutions is to dress better.
Oh yeah, you had already done that transition way last year, man. You already there.
Well,
Yeah.
what can I say? All right, you guys. Member update. Now, Vic, we're up to 4,495 members
Okay, cool.
at Pax Stereo TV.
All right.
Go there and join you guys. And we have 2,400 members at Club Pax Stereo.
Okay, good.
So as you can see, the membership, our community is growing. We want to thank you all for coming and being a part of that. All right. I think we're ready for the latest slideshow animation. Got to have those slideshow animations. Here's the last one we did. None yet for this year. The holiday season that we just enjoyed. Take a look. Take a listen.
Been a long, long time since I spoke to you, and I know that there's no rhyme or reason to what you put me through. So I take your promises and all the memories, and I play them back 'cause I can't breathe. But you are so captivating, and you are the answer
out of body heat. Slideshow animation. That's what I get to do. This is the latest one I did featuring the photographic vision of my partner in crime, Victor Allen. I know you love it. I love doing it. Wow. That's what we do. Hey, so Vic, what do you have coming up today?
You mean, let me just do this. First of all, hey, you guys, happy Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. It's the holiday. I know all you guys are out there probably in your communities going to get down there in your parade vehicles and your parade walks.
Oh, wonderful. Yes.
Yes. There is a rule. They are posting a claim that the police do not want to see any thong dancers. So I just want to let y'all know. No thongs. That's about it. All right. On the sports scene, man, this is real. No thongs. On the sports scene, really. I don't care what anybody say. I heard all the reasons and excuses. I watched that Minnesota game. I watched the Saints. I think everybody was in the streets going like this. 10 seconds to go. It's over.
Oh, I know. That was...
Marcus. All I'm going to say, I'm going to say Marcus. Wait, Marcus. All right, look. All I'm going to say, dude, man, look. You know we're going to talk about it. I'm going to look at all the reasons when you're a rookie, how this is going to stay with you for the rest of your life. It's a play called the whiffed tackle. We're going to talk about that. We're going to hit the other games as well as Jacksonville because they're just not defense. And the Steeler Nation may be turning its focus over to their safety. I won't say his name. Mike. Sometimes you don't want to look past Jaguars and say you can't wait to play the Patriots. We're going to talk about that, too. And, we're just going to do some catching up because we haven't been live here. We've been off since the holidays. And then the hot picks, I have to play catch up because it's my commitment to follow the movement because it's important. We're all around it. The Me Too movement, but specifically some of the reasons the opposition takes their stance. It's not for me or anyone else, the males, to get into this position of what we think someone should do. We're just going to highlight what some are saying, and there's a crazy regret in one of them. And this one caught me by surprise, so we're going to hit that with hot picks, man.
Well, that sounds pretty good. Well, in the news, I'm going to be hitting sexual harassment, and in my own personal reaction to the Seal versus Oprah comments, I was going to actually raise the issue: are we really part of the problem, and what are our responsibilities, and what do we really do? So it'll be a little heavy as we talk about that. And also I'm going to talk a little bit also about the Fire and Fury, because I've got some comments. I was behind on everything. Well, and we'll have more of that next week, because I had some folks who had commented on Fire and Fury. Now that they've read it, they were talking about the previous broadcast we did last year, 522, right, that when the Fire and Fury reminded them of our broadcast.
Okay.
So that was really hot. So we'll talk a little about that, and also the shithole countries. Now they're trying to say he said shit house. I'm sorry. Okay. So that's what I'm going to be talking about a little bit today. Okay. And I was going to try a little bit, too, of do this other thing, Vic, that I called this new thing. It may not work.
What is that?
It's the Facebook Rapid Fire. In other words, I was going to do 2 minutes of going through Facebook posts that I had made recently and pointing out stuff, because I do so many postings.
Okay.
And it's a way to connect my audience to the Facebook page.
So you're
many of you are watching right now.
You're highlighting the comments.
Because well, if there is comments, I'm highlighting the posting.
Hey, man, if you don't, hey, you guys, y'all didn't know this. He set you up a long time ago. You guys are going to be highlighted anyway.
Yeah, so Vic, we know, Vic is right. Pay attention. Hey, so I got to mention too at Facebook right now, PMC is in the house. He's over there, and he sent in a comment for the news section that we'll be mentioning later on. Our brother from another mother in Pittsburgh, where it was cold, but I didn't see snow.
Okay.
when we watched the game, right? We saw cold, but we didn't see snow.
No.
Okay, Cassie Gady's there. You know,
Okay.
she's headed down to Philly.
All right.
I don't live in Philly. No, she's talking to PMC. I got family in Philly, so Cassie's headed down to Philly. My cousin Leon was just here. I love my cousin, and he was just here, and he's my connection to the East Coast side, who's over
Got
there.
you.
Gotta say hi to all them and my aunties. So
I feel bad for those who are suffering from the mudslides, because sometimes when you say that word mudslide, until you see how big the boulders are, they really should say rock slide on mud. Unbelievable. I feel so bad because it's like the 1-2 punch, man. It's like they got hit with the fire, and a lot of these people were devastated, were sleeping and woke up to something that hasn't happened in their community. So why would you expect it? And so you hear the stories, or you go read the stories about how some were actually giving you exactly what happened from each house, their own experience. If you had to go quickly and just let it go. But it's amazing what's happening.
Devastating. You think about the stuff like even with water, that's what happens when you have the floods and surges, that just stuff in that water.
Yeah, man.
In the mud, there's bricks, nails, boards, and Vic. When they had the Mount St. Helens eruption, I was watching a documentary a little while back. It was boiling hot mud.
Yes. Yeah.
It was boiling.
That's right. They have a
boiling
name.
hot mud. You're like boiling. You go like boiling hot. Yeah, boiling like hot mud.
Yeah.
Come rolling down the hill.
Yeah. It is just fire. It's fire on wheels.
We send our prayers and blessings out to those folks who have been dealing so many natural disasters. I think there were before too, but now because of the communication, we're aware. You have an earthquake in Mexico City, Vancouver, anywhere in the world, even Malaysia. Right. We're gonna know about it within sometimes minutes.
Hey, you know what? Let me to follow your point more. You hit the nail on the head. Sometimes we're focused on the wrong man who presses the button. We should focus on that gentleman in Hawaii who pressed the wrong button. And when I say wrong button, I'm not laughing. After this is not to hear the stories of what people were going through when he sent out that emergency alert, transition from one team to another, and he pressed the wrong button. Now, everybody was looking at Trump, right? Imagine 38 minutes. How long does it take to overreact? And what could have possibly happened?
What was interesting to me, too, is the kind of reactions people had. Some people, because I'm emergency services, so I don't do hysterical. But it's amazing the people who, in the middle of a crisis, stop and run in a little circle.
Yeah, I've done that.
And just scream. Like, ah! That's their response to crisis. They just stop, run in a little circle, scream, ah! And so those are the ones you have to, knock them out. Just like,
nobody was there to knock me out. I needed it.
In medicine, we would do something else. But see, if in the middle of a crisis, they could kill you. If it's the middle of a natural disaster, see, some of these people will. This is why you have accidents. They stop, running to them, or driving to the middle of the high street and start spinning in a circle because they don't know what to do.
World War Z. World War Z. I know. They're acting like that.
Yeah, like that shit. What was that for? So why would you just decide to, just drive it to the wall? Because you're scared? I'm scared. I'm just going to drive it to the wall.
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. I've said this story.
I'm just saying.
I said this story before.
They'll kill you.
I remember one day in the studio upstairs. This is a long time ago. I had an ex-girlfriend over here, and we had an earthquake. And I remember sitting in the chair, and that hit, and she dashed to the side of the room and stopped. I said, you okay now?
Well, yeah, what was that going to do?
She just straight to
That's what I'm saying.
She said, just stop. And I said, feel better? And you know what? I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing.
Are, assholes. We are. I want to say hi to some of my other people I see on Facebook. Much kinder folks, Vic. I can say hi to Audrey Parrish.
Right.
Marvin's out there. What's happening, Marvin? Our brother, Sophia Janelle Taylor, and Leland Porter.
Hey, there you go. Talent. VIP talent.
I'm telling you.
Intelligence.
Facebook.
Beauty. You got all the connections, man.
Well, we'll see. Okay, you guys, here's my latest. Okay, before we do the news, I got to tell you about this latest thing because I'm loving it. So I signed up for Masterclass. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the stuff about Masterclass, but it's a series of online classes which are really based on, they're video classes, but they all come with a workbook and printout materials. They also have a lot of online support things, for example, like a forum, a community forum, so you're supposed to meet and chat with other members of the class and talk about things in the class and those kinds of things. So there's a bunch of innovative support features, Vic, within the master class.
Right.
But look at some of the classes. Okay, for example, the ones I have Ron Howard teaching directing coming up.
Right.
Okay, that's not hasn't started yet.
Okay.
And I'm going to start with a good friend. This Gordon Ramsay teaches cooking class. Now, but I'm already in Aaron Sorkin's screenwriting class, which is helping me already with laying out my workflow for
Right.
the writing that I'm doing now for the scripted short episodes that we have coming up.
Right.
That I'm doing revolving around the toys, the
Okay.
artificially intelligent toys. So Sorkin's stuff is helping me with that. 35 lessons, Vic. It's 35 lessons, 35 videos. And let me tell you something. They have the workbook. So let me tell you how I'm cheating a little bit.
Okay.
I'm just watching I was doing the workbook. So I'm just going to watch all the videos, then come back and do the workbooks.
Got you.
Only because the inches are moving fast. Because I want to cover a bunch of stuff. But the classes I'm in are Aaron Sorkin, Steve Martin on comedy.
Okay.
Wonderful stuff.
Okay.
Annie Leibovitz. Annie Leibovitz, his a photographic icon.
Right. Right.
Okay. Her class. All right. And they also have classes like, look at this. You could take Steph Curry, teaches shooting, ball handling, and scoring.
Okay.
Okay. Dead Mouse. Electronic music production. David Mamet. Dramatic writing. Werner Herzog. Filmmaking. Shonda Rhimes. Television. Hans Zimmer. Film scoring. Mark Jacobs. Fashion design. Reba McEntire. Country music. Here's Herbie Hancock. Jazz.
Right.
Christina Aguilera singing. They have Usher here somewhere. Diane von Furstenberg. I'm gonna watch ones people wouldn't. See, I like to learn different things.
Right.
Also, part of our culture here at Pax Stereo is that we embrace learning. And I'm one of those people who stated that medicine got me in that frame of mind to learn forever.
Right.
Never stop learning.
Right.
Just never stop. So I'm definitely, because I watched her reality show, I'm definitely going to watch Diane von Furstenberg, because in talking about building a fashion brand, that's still relevant to what we do here at Pax Stereo. It's still totally relevant. All of them have these little pearls, like Steve Martin too. They all have these little pearls about their lives.
I would love to see something that also says how successful are they in dealing with the present day social media and how they apply that to their careers and their position, whether it's pro, con, or they're very aggressive or not. That would have a lot, because I believe in transference of not just what you do in your area, but how well you're seeking to do well in other areas. I believe, because I never can learn enough.
What's interesting is that one of the interesting features is that they allow for office hours where you get to submit questions to them.
Right.
They actually are seeking questions to have the people who's instructing the class respond to those questions. That's the kind of stuff I was telling you that you and I somehow when you and I write questions, whenever I write questions for stuff like that,
Right.
my questions always get chosen. I mean,
Right.
historically, I mean, I don't know why. Somehow, maybe it's what I ask,
Right.
or the way I phrase it. But you too, you have those kind of questions that they're seeking, and so they're addressing all of that. The one thing, like I said, for me, the uniqueness is that even for what you're getting, and I have the all access pass, which I think was like $180 for the year. So for the year, I can watch everything. Okay? So the one thing I would say, you get to at least find out what they think is important. May not be what you and that's actually what you're going there sort of to me for when you study under a master,
Right.
you're really seeking their wisdom, their knowledge, the way they do things, and why. And so then you can shift to a different master.
Oh yeah, no, I completely understand.
And get some other things.
Completely.
But they do allow for you to submit those things during the office hours.
Yeah.
And you would get a chance and maybe be featured.
Oh yeah, no, I got it. I mean, I absolutely agree. It kind of reminds me of how a lot of sports jocks, whether they're young, old, or whatever, automatically are gravitated to golf. They don't worry about how they may look or whatever. They'll go and play golf. So it's always interesting to find out how they may feel about the new media, since it's sitting right in front of them as well. So, yeah, I agree.
That's why, and I think there's ways they were talking about sharing some of the stuff. That's why we have to look at maybe presenting those questions.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, for a lot of folks, it's a random idea, but somehow when we do it, we always get our stuff chosen. Right. To me, that's historically it. Right. So we might as well go on and submit some questions to them about social media, because I have that there for all of them.
Yeah.
Steve Martin talks about how he was adjusting. That's part of what his story was, about the things he was adjusting to.
That's
and
important.
The areas in which he was not. His thing was he was particularly not talented at anything,
right.
So he tried to just do the best he could with acting silly.
Right.
Like, playing the banjo. He said, I couldn't sing, I couldn't dance.
Right.
I couldn't really act. So he said, and I listened to him, reminds me of conversations you and I had about how we were in the early days.
Oh, yeah. And especially to be in, look, most people want to be in something where they get a lot of adulation, a lot of recognition. Yeah, I mean, that's fuel. So a lot of times, you end up saying, there's the other side where people go, hey, look, I'm not worried about trying to get in your field. I just want to see how are you transitioning with the new field. It's like going from the silent films to the talkies, from radio to this. How are you adjusting personally? Forget whether you're going to be good or not philosophically. I like to see what they're thinking about, because it's here, and that's also is a stepping stone.
And so it's just a matter of we should just phrasing it, but that's such a wonderful question to submit to them. So everybody go take a look. I'm saying I'm embracing it. I have the all access the year that for one you can pay. See, it's either like $90 a class, Vic, or you could pay $180.
Okay.
And just get all of it for a year. So it's not cheap.
Oh no.
Well, that's a matter of opinion. I thought it was, to me,
Yeah.
it was inexpensive for what you're getting. All of those people, and I got all those people. I'm going to take I'm going to take the cooking.
Right.
I'm looking at the photo. All of that's helping me. Even photography, it's still her approach to how she did, which she did all those John Lennon, Yoko Onos, and all that famous stuff.
Yeah, I know about it.
So you get to, for her, when you listen to her philosophies of living, how she goes about taking pictures. It's not about setting always this f-stop or this aperture.
Just approach. Well, I think it's great, man. And I think you gave a good reason for your motivation and how you're going in that direction. And it also will answer and address the women who are saying that he's not taking me out on dates anymore. He says, I just say he moved his budget to somewhere else.